Hello and welcome to my video podcast, Dexter Loves Annie. My name is Kat and I am coming to you from Buckinghamshire in England. It is a lovely sunny Friday morning, which it wasn't when I woke up because I've been up since 4 and it was very, very cold and icy and horrible. Annie has joined me today. Let's see if I can... She's under here. And while she's good and she's quiet, she can stay there. And when she's not, she can go away. I have my coffee. And we're all ready. I hope you've all got a nice drink to keep me company with. And some caffeine to keep awake. And warm drink to keep you warm. And whatever else you need. Should we get into it? Down the hatch. All right, well, it's been a fortnight. It's been a busy fortnight, actually. I don't actually remember where we left things off, so I'm just going to go through everything. Finished objects. I do have a finished object. And I know that I introduced these last podcast. They're not finished. Let me explain. The Annie sews sailor slippers. So these are for my sister, who is a European size 5.5. Very clearly too big right now. They need to be felted in the washing machine. But I am going to do 2 pairs at a time because I've got another pair on the go. But this is how the felt swatch went. You can sort of see I put a stitch in because you're not going to be able to count your stitches. I did the exact number of rows that I needed, but I wanted to do slightly more because I didn't know how the cast on and cast off edge would go. So I put a little stitch in where the right number of stitches were to count, and for the first time in my life I got gauge perfectly. I had to come down a whole millimetre in needles, but I was very proud of that. So these will shrink down. I've even duplicate stitched left and right on them because they are formulated to be a left and a right. I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, it kind of comes out more to the left of that foot, and then obviously the right goes the other way. So those are my sisters. I'm in no danger of her seeing this ever. She's not even remotely interested. And then, I dropped the ball. I have started one for her boyfriend. And he is a UK 9, which will be a 42 European, I think. So the construction is you do the back, then you join on here, cast on in the middle, do all of this stuff. There's some shaping, and then you stay on and do the sole. So I'm actually doing the sole in the same colour this time. I got this colour to do all the soles because you want a darker colour. It just worked out that way. I don't know about you, but you know, when I ordered all the yarn, and at the time I knew what I was doing, and I should have written down what colours I'd thought about for whom. No idea what my plan was. I'm just winging it right now, but it's fine. It'll be fine. I've got the right number of balls. So yeah, I'm on the sole here, and I've done the back panel for the next one. And when they're done, then I'll put the whole lot in the wash. And then there's... Excuse me, I've got hiccups. Chugged that coffee too quickly. Then there will be some for my husband, some for me, and some for my friend. if I get the time, because how many weeks till Christmas now? What are we on, the 5th? Somebody tell me what the day is. It's the 5th. So we've got 20 days. I mean, they do work up pretty quickly. I can do one in a day. But there's other stuff to do. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. Okay, so next whip is my Under the Hill socks, which is a make-along for Kelly, Roro and Cades, via her Discord, but you have to post on Instagram when you're finished if you want to be in it to win it. Frankly, these are just the most amazing socks, and just having them is awesome to me. But if I can get them finished by the end, I will. It's this pattern, so it goes out and then in, and then a next line down goes out and then in, and they're really squishy and lovely. And when I started them, this is yarn that I got in the charity shop. I did test it. It is sock yarn. No idea where it's from. The mini is something out of an advent, last year's advent, in fact. My DIY advent. So I've done a pair of these already, and they're really squishy and lovely. And we're coming into winter and the need for warmth. So I'm doing these as long as humanly possible, without compromising what I'll have left for the toe, the foot and the toe. So I'll probably do another 2 or 3 pattern rounds there, and then I'll get onto the heel and the foot. 2 at a time, cuff down. Kelly was actually asking how people that do 2 at a time do the cuff when they get to it. So here, when I come, so let's say I've done the heel here, and there'll be a gusset to pick up here. I would pick up the gusset, knit along the back, pick up more gusset, and then I'd do gusset back, gusset. It'd be foot, wouldn't it? And then I'd come around the front, and then I would have the heel and the gusset stitches on the one needle and just the top of the foot on the other. It does make for thicker knitting on one side, more stitches, etc., but it's short-lived. So if Kelly gets to watch this, hopefully that makes sense. I did explain it to her on her podcast, but who knows. I had another whip somewhere. There he is. We finished the sleeves. How exciting. So this is the DRK Everyday cardigan from Drea Renee Knits, which is what DRK stands for. Took me a while to work that one out. Sleeves are done. This is my own hand spun yarn from a blend that World of Wool put out a few years ago. I spun it to a DK. It's 100% merino. There is a detail, you can see it on the back the best there. There's a detail down here of a 1x1 rib, and that's down the fronts and the backs. The fronts and the back. It has a wide cuff, button cuff that's going to happen, but there's only this left, and I don't know how far it's going to go. So if you remember last podcast, maybe the one before, I did get some more yarn. I asked for the formula, and so to show you next, I did put it all on the blending board and make myself some Rolags. That's not the best example. That maybe is better. Mini Rolag. I'm not very. My hands aren't strong enough at the moment. The arthritis is getting in, so I didn't really. It didn't always pull off in the best way. This one actually is probably a good one, apart from that mess in the middle. So the colours are a mixture of black, dark blue, purple and white. Oh, this is a good one. There you go. And within that sort of roll, because it's rolled that way, within that roll, there'll be all kinds of colours because I mixed them up. I'm hoping that I can finish the cardigan on that last ball of wool, and then just do the button bands in the new stuff. So I've got to get the spinning machine out. The spinning wheel. Oh lordy, brain words. I'll be getting the spinning wheel out and spinning that up to finish it very soon. Doesn't seem like there's enough hours in the day now, does there? I have no idea where I'm with my Christmas presents and stuff. I know that I bought an absolute load of things for my nephew. Nothing for my husband so far. If I get him those slippers, that'll be fine. What else? Sister's boyfriend, no. Sister, the slippers, that's it. I'm so behind this year. I don't like this time of year. It's not a good time of year for me. One thing and another. It's a mental health low for me. So we'll get it done. We'll get January in and we'll move on. Anyway, my next whip is this. And it's for my friend. It is just a yoke sweater, basic yoke sweater, but I've put my heart pattern in. That's the heart stitch pattern that I devised for the first pattern that I ever put out, which was the string of hearts socks. It is a 4-ply yarn with a mohair attached, held with it. Words are not wording today. To be fair, it is patch change day, the HRT. Maybe you should have done that before I started. So yeah, it's kind of cropped, not too cropped. I actually couldn't find my tape measure when I got to this point, so I did just kind of guess, just kind of went, that'll do. No, I've thrown it on the floor. It's a poor little tape measure. Let's go. I'm going to measure it now while you're here, while I think of it. So yeah, it is about where I usually go to about 10 or 11 inches. And then I'll rib to 13 inches. So I've gone to 10 inches before the rib. It is for my friend, and I have an abnormally long body and short arms and legs. She's more proportioned than me, so I'm thinking that will hopefully work. She doesn't really wear long jumpers, so I'm saying all this in the hope that I'm right. She's gonna love it because it's her colours anyway. So the turquoise is a one that I destashed off Ange, and the mohair is Drop Snow because that's lovely and reasonable in price. So that is all of my knitting. No, it's not. No. I'm actually sitting here staring at it. I haven't touched this for a while. But again, I showed you this in the last podcast because I downloaded the pattern. They're croc socks. So they will go inside my crocs, because buying fleece lined crocs can be expensive. And you know, if you've bought the non-fleece lined ones and it's winter, this is just a damn fine idea, and it's not an expensive pattern. I think it was only like $1. To be fair, it's a sock with a slightly wider cuff, so that's folded down right now. So this is DK held double to make Aran/worsted, depending whether you're UK or US. I've clearly got to sort my ends out. And then you should be able to refix the strap through the sides there, and it should go into your Crocs nicely. I put the pattern links in the description of the last podcast. I'll cut and paste them across. But I am onto the second one. You start toe up. You go from toe up. Because you basically pick up more. I did a shadow wrap heel. It's not quite the heel that was suggested in the pattern. Just because I know the shadow wrap, and it sounded pretty similar to what she was describing. And then instead of just coming up into the cuff, when you go from the back needle to the front needle, you kind of pick up a few extra stitches and go on round. The sizing is guesswork. That does fit my foot. So I am a UK 5.5/6, and I went for a medium. I trawled all of the projects for it in the hope that somebody would say what size they used. They didn't. It's fine. I sussed it. So I went with a medium for a UK 5.5/6, 38-39. I am in between. Depends what I'm wearing, really. If I'm wearing sandals, I will go to a 38 because I don't like a big flappy bit of shoe at the back. Just me. So next, I went out. I had a nice day with my friend last Thursday it was now. There was a local yarn shop nearby that actually closed down a few years back. It was either during or after COVID. And she was a fibre shop. She did refer to herself as a fibre specialist. Then she got bigger premises, and she basically became a fibre and gift and all kinds of random stuff shop. And then she closed down, and she's recently just opened about half an hour away from me. And she's got fibre again in there, fibre and yarn. And downstairs she is stocking stuff from local artists. So there's jewellery, there's ceramics. Brilliant to be supporting local businesses as a local business, you know. You really can't argue with that, can you? So my friend and I went along. I haven't seen her in a long time. In fact, since before my surgery. And I completely forgot to take the bag that I made her, because she's the lady that gave me the yarn to felt bags in, which is really dumb, but never mind. And she gave me something which made me feel even worse. But free motions. She gave me this. This is a coaster. I don't want to take it out of the bag because I don't want to make it dirty, but I am using it. Look, it's a little Annie. But this is her. Let's not get it glared out. Floral chicken art. And it's actually her husband that restores furniture. He's recovered my chair and my sofa. It all matches, even though... where is it? That's the colour of my sofa. I just cover it because I have a dog. But yeah, I have 2 armchairs and a sofa, all in the same fabric, and one of the armchairs isn't the same make, but it's all coherent. So we went to this shop nearby together, had a lovely time, and of course bought some stuff. there wasn't really any gifts that I saw that would have suited myself or anybody I buy for. So sadly I couldn't support those. But I did have a ball in the fabric shop. The fluff area. So I went, what I wanted to go for, because I know that she's stocking John Arbon, and that's a mill here in the UK, and I really wanted some of his yarn, and she's only stocking his fibre, and I have got quite a lot to spin already. I got that lot. I've got 6 kilos each of 2 different blends that they've put out, and I've got all kinds. These boxes here, they're all full of fibre. I don't need any more fibre. So I was a bit sad about that because I really wanted some of his yarn, and she's not stocking it. But anyway, but I did get some yarn. This took my fancy. This is another Zalba ball. This colourway is 2528. Yeah, that's the... Just going back to my German. I don't think I can tell you anything else about it. It doesn't have a name. 75% superwash, 25% polyamide, 75%. Yeah. Oh, it's doing it all in English as well. It's me translating, and the English is afterwards. But yeah, this is Crazy Salva ball. As with small shops, unfortunately, she has had to put a markup on it that makes it far more expensive than buying it online. But she had 10% off on the day, so it did actually work out reasonable, and it's a long way to go. I think you would pay more in fuel than you would in delivery costs, especially when you're buying enough to get free delivery. Anyway, I also got some fibre. You remember when I said I didn't need any more fibre? Who could resist? To me, that is like it's like a pastel Christmassy shade. It's only 100 grams. I'll probably whack some other stuff in it just to spread it out if I decide I want to do something else with it. But I love it. Beautiful. And this is an Ashford colourway. Ashford being the make of the spinning wheel. And there's definitely some sort of silk in there. Maybe mulberry silk. It did say on the receipt, which is really helpful, because that's something that World of Wool don't do. They don't tell you what the fibre content of their blends are. But this place does. And then she's got some bats, which I partook of. So I grabbed this one. I guess she must have done it. It doesn't actually have a... Oh no, KE Creates. So I guess that's a supplier. An independent person. It's merino. It's 38 grams, not very much. And I was going to put it back, and I was like, oh, what am I going to do with 38 grams? And then I saw this. This is the same ish, but with Angelina in, and that's 61 grams. 61 grams. Hello words, please come to me. So yeah, 99 grams. We can make that do something. I've got a bag of faux Angora somewhere. Over there somewhere. So I might just whack a bit of that in. Just to make it up to the 100 grams. We can't do a hell of a lot with 100 grams. But if I get it thin enough... Oh, excuse me. Let's stop wafting that around, shall we? Holy moly. Yeah, if I can get it up to 100 grams, I could use it for some colour work maybe, or another hat. don't need any more hats. Speaking of, I did finish the hat I was designing, but I want to make it again before I put it out. So that will be coming, the test knit for the String of Hearts hat. And actually my brain wants it to do something different. So there is one, but there's going to be a different one. So watch this space. In amongst the slippers and the presents and the spinning and the something else will happen. And last but not least, we haven't discussed the Christmas jumper that I made last year. And as with pretty much everything this year, it's ginormous on me, but I don't care. I love it. It is the Christmas, it's the doodle knit sweater, so Pacific Knits. I've got her book and I've got some of her doodle kits, doodle packs. And I bought the sweater pattern because you don't have, you can mix and match what goes on here. Sort of from there to there is fairly prescriptive. You have to use a specific numbered pattern. So I think it has to be 8 patterns. But once you get down here, you can use different ones. And it's DK and they work up ever so quickly. I wore my star one last week. Went out to a little Christmas market and I wore my star jumper. Also too big for me, but I don't care. So last but not least, hopefully you're enjoying my vlogging of my advent, my DIY advent. And for people who are newish, this is my 3rd year of doing this. I DIY my Christmas advent because, excuse me, hiccups again, because they're just so expensive and you're putting a lot of money into one basket, and I will not buy one from somebody who's putting them out before the safety margin with PayPal. So anything over, any order over 180 days, I think it is 6 months, because people are putting them out in like March. If you've paid them in March and they don't supply, you're done. That's money's gone. That's not to say that there aren't dyers out there that I don't trust, because nobody wants to go under, but it happens sometimes. And I'm not being mean, I'm just being careful. So that's not to say that I would be, I would be happy to like give a deposit to cover the materials, just not the full whack or half, because like a 20 thingy skein, a 20 gram mini skein advent works out about 150 quid, which is insanity. You're actually paying a lot more to have it packed as a advent. So anyway, all that to say that I buy at the beginning of the year from dyers, which means I can use different dyers. I can spread the love. I have it in my hand. I can put them in bags. I completely forget what I've bought, but you can guarantee that I've bought colours that I like. And it is a surprise by the time it comes to December. This year, I bought most of it from Discreet Unicorn, and I think she stopped dyeing. She put out packs this year of 12 per pack, and I got a couple of them. One sparkle and one non-sparkle, because by the time I realised I could do the whole advent with it, the sparkle had all gone. And then I ended up doubling up because I got 2 of the same from each pack. So then I ended up buying the rest from Coastal Creatives. They have an Etsy shop and you can pick the colours you like. So where I've doubled up, I've replaced it with the Coastal Creatives, and then somehow still ended up one short, but I like to go to 25. So I was always going to get an extra something for 25. And so I treated myself this year. In fact, the invoice is here. I went to the lovely U-Tree Yarn Craft for 200 gram skeins. Let me fold this up so I don't show you where I live. I bought 2 absolutely stunning skeins, and yeah, I kind of do know what colours they are, but I don't care. It'll be a nice surprise for you guys, and it is partly for you guys that I do this. And she sent them so quickly, and they are now, it's all hanging above my head. If you're watching the vlog, we could just tip that up and show you. There we go. There's all the mess beside me, and my Christmas decoration that my sister got last year that there he is. I never took down because I like it. So, what have we had so far? Well, day 1 was this one. That's a non-sparkle. Day 2, not sparkly, but it was a double. So those 3, that's 660 grams. That's a pair of socks. Then day 3 was another double, but they're sparkly. These are all discreet unicorn. And then yesterday's was this one, which is also sparkle. Now this was a random selection, because sometimes you do need to be pushed out of your comfort zone, and actually I do quite like that. I'm not generally into orange or yellow, even though my furniture's yellow. I like a nice ochre yellow, like that colour. I designed a pair of socks in that, and I like that, but sometimes it's nice to be pushed out of your comfort zone. So I'm really enjoying this so far, and thanks to the magic of getting doubles, I've had that so far. I think I worked out how much it costs. If you go back through my videos, there is a video. There is a video of me packing these up in black and white. And all I do is I put them in those sandwich bags, sweet bags, and then I have a thermal printer. I print labels, 1 to 25, and then because I've packed them at the beginning of the year and just chucked them in a bag, by the time I go to label them, I don't know what's where. So I just stick labels on them. Obviously, I can feel which ones have got 2 in and which haven't, but I kind of just picked at random. So we'll see if I did it randomly or not. But yeah, I still have about 3 sets of Advent minis. I managed to almost use up the entire first one, which my first year was the Yarn Whisperer. Second year was Woolly Brew. Last year was Siobhan's Crafts. And then this year is just purely the DIY one. So DIY happened last year, year before, and this year. So yeah, I probably got about 5 sets. Some of them are in use. So I've got one of these blankets on the go. This is the blanket, as you can tell from all of the ends. I haven't touched this for a long time, but I've got lots of squares ready to go in. I've also got a mitered square blanket in 4-ply on the go, where I'm doing half in cream and half in the colour, and I'm trying to sort of grade down. So I think I've gone from like greens to yellows to that kind of stuff. That will come out sort of Christmas time. once all the Christmas knitting's done. And then, yeah, I've got some other things that I need to find to put these in. I really need to go on a yarn buying ban from now, really. I do have a lot. And I've got those ones that I got in the charity shop. I'm looking at them now. I mean, obviously, I'm designing and I'm well into the designing now. There should be another hat out soon, as I said. So hopefully I'll get through it quickly. But who knows? Who knows? This might be quite nice as a colour work. If I could bring myself to split them up, that could go quite nicely. I don't know. Have a think. Answers on a postcard. There's loads of videos out about, good things to use for your advents. But if you can think of anything, let me know in the comments. Speak to me. Say hello. I love it when you say hello. Tell me how you're doing. Tell me what you're working on. Tell me what you're up to. What you're doing for Christmas. There's probably only going to be one more podcast till before Christmas, isn't there? So we'll see. We'll see what we do. We might put another one out. Who knows? I hope you're enjoying the vlogs. I'm actually not doing anything interesting, so I'm not full on vlogging. I might do a roundup. I suppose I've been out. I've done a bit of shopping. I have a Pilates class. They won't want me filming that. You'll find that quite boring too. I also go to pole classes. That's not for public consumption. Not everybody wants to see me running around in pants and bra upside down. But maybe I'll put like a photo up. Maybe I'll do a roundup at some point. Maybe we'll go with day 7 and we'll do a roundup of what happened that week. I don't know. I don't know where to go with the Vlogmas thing. So I'm not sure what to do with it this year. I'm doing a lot less this year, and I hope that's okay. I kind of worry that people are getting sick of me. I'm sure you're not. I'm sure it's all in my head. But yeah, if there's anything you want to see, you tell me, and we'll arrange it. So with that, there's no life stuff really. I've had a lovely quiet week. I had a crazy week last week, so lovely quiet week this week, which needs to happen because I need to get on with the knitting, and I want to keep designing. I don't want to lose momentum on the designing. So Annie and I will be here for today in this chair, knitting away, and watching probably Netflix. I am currently binge watching The Big Sea, and I'm enjoying it. So there we go. That's life stuff. That's it. Oh, I've got fibres across my eyelashes. There it is. So, thank you for watching my crazy mad corner of YouTube. I apologise for the lack of wording and sanity, but if you've been here before, you're used to it. I wish you a lovely fortnight. I hope you're enjoying my vlogs. As I say, please let me know if there's anything you want to see. And I will speak to you again soon. Take care. Bye.